My fellow Nerdicans, welcome back to another episode of the Jank Tank. Today we've got another exciting gameplay video for you. It is going to be Super Saiyan 2 Trunks against Raditz. These are two of my favorite decks. They are both mine, but Tommy is piloting Raditz because he is interested in building the deck, so I figured I'd shoot him my copy and let him see how the deck played out. And then Trunks I've liked since before the reboot, mostly because he is immune to critical, which is huge in my opinion, because critical is honestly one of the most powerful and impressive keywords in the game, in my opinion. But I went first, so I charged. Pass turn. It is now Tommy's turn 1, so he is going to play the Vegeta's Powerball field for free since his leader is a Green Saiyan. Then he's going to tap 1 to play out the 1-drop Vegeta to top 5 search. Goes ahead and chooses the draw Raditz. And now he's taking his time to make sure that he's doing everything properly, because this is a leader and a deck that, excuse me, that yawn came out of nowhere. This is a deck that he is not familiar with too heavily. He has played against it once or twice, but for the most part he doesn't really know what this deck has going on. So he swings with his lead, which forces me to warp a card. I combo out of the damage with the Goku, charge it to Z energy, and then he passes turn. I go ahead and charge Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. And I swing at his leader, especially since I'm more comfortable with swinging into his lead, since the ability to play cards out from his deck requires him to be able to tap energy. So I go ahead and tap 1 to play out a Great Saiyan Searcher and grab a super combo. Because if I remember correctly, that was the only option I had right there. Because I'm digging for the unison. I haven't seen a single one yet, so that's what I'm digging for. But I go ahead and pat. Excuse me. It's been a long night at work, so I'm a little tired. But I go ahead and pass turn. Here he goes to play the 1-drop Raditz, and then I remind him that it's pointless right now, especially since I only have 1 card in my warp, so he wouldn't even get to draw 1 card. And like I said before, Tommy's taking some extra time to figure out the things that he wants to do. Here, I think we're going over strategy. I think that's what's taking so long. So he decides to do the top 5 search on the leader skill, and he makes a bit of a mistake here because once again he's playing a new deck, so he's gonna make some mistakes. It's gonna happen, but he chooses this Raditz. And then after he shuffles and puts the deck back, I remind him that now that he's chosen a card to add to his hand, he now needs to pitch a card. And because he didn't end up really thinking it through, he ends up pitching the card that he added to his hand. So that's just a lesson to all you folks out there. Read your cards, know your plays, so you don't have to waste cards like that. So he swings. I warp a card for the swing. I go ahead and combo out of that one because I am still digging for the unison. He goes ahead and passes turn. So usually right now I like to be at about 6 life, 5 to 6 life, because my super combos aren't live until I'm at 4 life, so I like to be around there when the time comes. But because I am digging so hard for what I need, I'm still at full life because my defensive plays were to draw cards, and right here on my search for the Saiyaman, I whiff. I don't see a 3-drop Saiyan Earthling or a 3-drop Unison, which once again is what I'm looking for. Because ideally, your first turn or your first play on turn 3 should be to play the Unison. If you have 3 Z energy or your opponent has 3 Z energy, awaken, which will restand 1, draw 1. And this leader, you don't have to go down to any life total when you awaken. You just stay at the life total that you're at. But finally, on my awakening, I pull the Unison. So I play it and then end my turn because the Unison, and the reasoning behind me not swinging with the Unison is I didn't want him to activate Blocker and bring out the Vegeta Ape. Which honestly he should have done against my leader swing, but he didn't. So I am thankful for that. Because, for those who don't know, the Vegeta Ape is kind of like a pseudo Deity's Wrath. So every time it swings, your opponent has to pitch a card. But it is an ape, so the Vegeta's Powerball would restand it at the end of the turn. So he's got his Unison out there now. And he's just thinking of things to do. And I think we will be featuring Raditz again on the channel here pretty quickly, because I do want to have a bit of a better showing, because both of these decks are kind of just putting along in this video, because neither of us are really seeing the draws that we want, seeing the cards that we want, all that good stuff. Here I use the Mortals Be Gone to bottom deck as 1-drop, and he can't activate the field because it has to be removed, or it has to be KO'd. Now if he had an ape in his hand, when that was removed from the battlefield, he could pay 1 to play it out, if I remember correctly. But it didn't work out that way. So he's going to tap 1, play out the Raditz, and then I pitch 1. I accidentally put him in warp at first, but I pitch 1, draw 1, and then counterplay his Raditz to the bottom of the deck since it does not have deflect. And that actually is the end of his turn. So I start my turn, charge my energy, uptick my unison, draw a card. And I swing with Mortals Be Gone, 20k double strike, combo up, drop Raditz down to 4 life. And then I tap 2 to proc the activate main on my leader, so I can draw a card. Tommy super combos to combo out. And then super combos to combo out of the next swing. And then I pass my turn. Here stands the stuff. So we're starting Tommy's turn 4, as you can see. He's gonna uptick, make me warp a card. And he swings, makes me warp another card. And here, instead of taking the crit damage, I proc my leader's ability to reveal the card and add it to my hand. So he taps 1 for the Raditz to draw 3 cards since I have 6 cards in my warp. Swings with his unison, combos with the Raditz, I take the damage. Yeah, another reason why I want to feature the Raditz deck again is because I got some new cards for the Z deck, so the the deck itself should start to play a little differently. Alright, and then he passed his turn. I tap 5, pop 3 for the Vegeta Z battle card. Then he uses Frieza to KO Goku Black. So I remove 5 markers to give my leader plus 15k and double strike, and make it so my counter, all my counters I can pitch to activate him, which I do here. And then I bottom deck the Frieza because I don't want him using it for combo power. So now he's got this, I think it's 35k triple. It's either 25 or 35k triple. Takes the damage. I swing with 30 double. He doesn't counter, so I proc the auto to draw. Here I tell him that Toa actually isn't, that's just a proxy for the SCR, because Tommy's actually got the SCR. I don't physically own it, he does. It's Wicked Saiyans. And the reason I want to run Wicked Saiyans over something like, let's say, Celzino, I don't keep, the Raditz doesn't really keep enough of a board presence to be able to pay for Celzino. And it's actually a good thing here that I'm not using Celzino, because Celzino would have cost a combo with, whereas Wicked Saiyans does not. And he didn't need to remove the card from the game there. It would have went to the drop area instead, but it is what it is. But I was unable to deal the killing blow, so he ends up passing turn, which will restand 1 energy and also restand the Vegito. So right now he's debating on what he wants to do. So we add the marker, I warp the card from hand. He taps to play Father-Son Solidarity. Swings with it. I counter that. He KOs the Vegito with the auto of Father-Son Solidarity. So he swings for 20k with his Unison. I go ahead and activate the blocker. So he's gonna swing with lead. Boom, I take the damage. Turns out to be Baby Hatch, and Tommy decides to scoop right there. Because I'm gonna Baby Hatch, shut down his turn, and he doesn't have the defenses to stop me for next turn. And that's the game. If you like what you saw, go ahead and smash that like button, comment and subscribe. Any sort of input is welcome. We will be putting out more and more content just like this, so stay tuned and stay nerdy.